Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So Saddington and I were just sitting around chilling, wondering what we might get up to next because we were sort of in between things at the moment. And then the Escort broke, twice in one day. And the fun just never stops around here. So what we've got going on now is we've got a fuel leak and the AC quit. So we're gonna get on the most important one first, fixing the AC. And when I say the AC quit, it actually did something I've never had a car do to me before. So what happened was, and this actually happened over the course of 2 days, is I was driving the car, everything was just fine. I got home, shut the car off, and the blower motor wouldn't shut off. It still worked in every speed position, and then I could turn it off manually, which in Escort's off means off. It actually kills the fan. Some cars, they never do shut all the way off. But I had live power to this thing no matter what the key was doing. And two things came to mind immediately. One, that might be an ignition switch problem, so my key switch over here could be still supplying power to the car when it's not supposed to. But if you've been following the channel, you know that key switch is only about 6 months old at this point, and it looked like this was the only thing that retained power. So the next thought on my mind was, well, there must be a relay that the fan runs through, and the relay has just stuck its contacts closed, so that's why I'm getting power all the time. So those were my thoughts on it, and I didn't worry a whole lot else about it. I jumped in it the following day, drove the car to 2 different stops, and it was doing exactly what it had done the prior day. And then on the 3rd stop, I lost all fan speeds, all power, everything all together. So I went from having it all the time to having none of it any of the time. And super weird failure that I've never seen before. So I started doing my research and chasing down wiring diagrams and everything else, looking for a fan control relay, and it doesn't look like this car has one, or at least in any of the wiring diagrams I could find. I found kind of conflicting information on the internet, but nothing conclusive. What I did find is there are 2 relays that live right here that are related to the air conditioning, but they're not supposed to be related to fan control. And they are disconnected at the moment. I've got them just hanging out right here. And the plugs they go to and everything are color-coded, but the relays themselves are basically the same. Turns out these relays are like $7 a piece. So I just went ahead and went with the shotgun approach and just bought another relay and figured we'd try it out, because if this isn't something simple, it's going to be a nightmare to diagnose. And I've already gone over all the fuses and everything, and they all look fine, and a bad fuse wouldn't explain why it wouldn't shut off to begin with. Another option is right up here under the passenger side of the dash is the resistor control pack for the blower motor. And on these cars, those things are notorious for melting down and doing all kinds of strange stuff. They love to melt their wire harnesses even. So since those are just a common failure point as well, and they're also not very expensive, I think it was like 17 or 18 bucks, I just went ahead and bought another one of those too. So we're basically going to just shoot the parts cannon at this thing and hope one of these things actually affects change. Because right off the bat, I'm sort of clueless here, because there's nothing in the system that should behave in a way in which it did behave. So I kind of hate to do it, but at the same time, for like $25 of parts, if it saves me 2 hours of screwing around with a multimeter, it's just sort of worth it. Let's get into it and see what we can make happen. So going with our easiest thing first, I am just going to take my new relay here and bang it into each one of those sockets and see if anything good happens. Pretty straightforward and easy, which is why we're starting here. Well, then it ended up being a bust. I swapped around all 3 relays I have with both positions and nothing changed. Those relays are actually supposed to control the AC clutch, so I kind of had low hopes that could be it, but thought we would try it, why not? Plus apparently this relay is used on all sorts of Fords for fuel pumps and everything else, so having a new spare one around isn't the worst thing. So now it's time to fire the other barrel of our shotgun and get our resistor pack changed out. This is the new one. This is a repair harness that comes with it. I suggest that you do buy these as a kit if you get them. And of course I'll put links in the description like always, because these harnesses are super prone to melting out and causing you all kinds of problems. And to change it out, it's a little bit of fun. Just have to go under the dash, and it's this guy right here. I can see that my harnesses look okay at a glance. I think we just have a bolt or 2 to drop out of that to get it out of there, so let's pull it out and see what we think. So I've got the guy out and got him on dangle, and I don't see anything obviously visually wrong with this thing. I do kind of notice like a burned electronic smell up under here, but that could just be a coincidence. Who knows? For what it's worth, it is held in with these 2 like self-tapping plastic screws. I used a 5/16 socket on them. They're probably 8mm. Here's our guy. Since we're here, we're going to go ahead and put our other one in and hope for the best, and I'm betting nothing good happens. So now we got our new guy on dangle, and sure enough, nothing changed. I should have known this wasn't going to be easy. It's such a weird problem that, like I said earlier, I just wanted to start the easy way because it's going to be a nightmare to try and figure out. Well, God help us all, I got the multimeter out, and from what I can tell, there's no power getting to this thing. So again, this whole thing's behaving like it's got a relay that's failed or something somewhere, but it doesn't look like there is one. I'm not too sure what to do next. I wonder if the air conditioning on the heater controls will work. So on this thing, it's got push button AC that turns the compressor on and off, and that's one of the things those relays under the hood are supposed to control. So I think I might start the car and see if the little snowflake light for it comes on. Now what a turd, I just had it running to see if the little light would come on, and it didn't. I'm thinking, well, the heater controls are dead. As soon as I shut the car off, the fan starts blowing. So there's got to be a relay or something going flaky in this thing somewhere. I'm gonna have to dive deeper. This sucks. See if we have all our speeds. Yeah. See if it shuts off. Well, I mean, the ignition's off right now. Here are the keys in my hand, and it's still running. And I do smell something electrical. It could just be because our guy down there is hanging out in open air. So this is what it was doing before. It'll run when it shouldn't. Huh. This is going to be fun. And when it was doing that, the little AC light, in fact, I can probably make it do it right now. The little AC light does turn on and off, and that wasn't happening before. So I had lost full power to the HVAC controls somehow. And now I've got it permanently somehow. Weird. Well, never mind. I think we got the mystery solved. Right now the ignition's off and the keys are out of it. My windshield wipers still work. So we do have an ignition switch problem. What a bag of crap. So that 6-month-old ignition switch isn't worth a damn. That's my conclusion at this point. So I guess I'm going to order one that is not a Motorcraft part, since that didn't do me any bit of good, and we'll try this whole thing again and put that back together. I'm just going to go ahead and leave the new resistor in it because those are so prone to failure. It doesn't hurt me to have a new one, and I'll hang on to my old one there as a spare. Never a dull moment with the Escort. We'll get back to you in a second. And that is what I did. Standard Motor Products, that part number, which I will for sure link in the description. Made in Taiwan, shipped from Puerto Rico. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but Amazon picked basically the furthest warehouse they could possibly imagine to get this thing to me. Waited for it for about a week. But rather than bore you guys with a rerun of the video I already did on how to replace one of these, which I will link right up there for you, I am just going to bang this thing in and out the same way I did the other one. So I'm going to recycle my original factory key presence sensor because it's a nightmare to try and get the other one out. And I think I'll just time myself to see how long it'll take to do this, you know, without filming, just to maybe give you guys an idea how long you can expect to spend doing it. Of course, I'm cheating because I'm practiced up because I just did this 6 months ago. Also occurred to me that due to coronavirus and work from home and all that crap, I actually only had 3 months of use on the other one, so I'm pretty disappointed about it. Anyway, let's get this guy tossed in. So after 12 minutes, I've got the old one out, the new one on, and I have tested it with my screwdriver key here, and it does what we want it to. So if I stick the screwdriver in it and turn it, you should be able to hear the blower motor turn on. Turn it off, goes off. Back on, comes on. So I'm going to go ahead and say that was conclusively our problem. Throw this back together and let you know the total time. So it's all back together. Let's get our key. See if this guy behaves the way we think it should. Yep, full fan. Got a turn signal too. So full fan again, off. Shuts off. Okay, cool. Let's make sure it starts. Yep. And there we go. Our most important repair of fixing the AC is now done. This repair was so stupid, I don't even know what I'm going to call this video. Like, annoyed hillbilly fires parts cannon at Ford Escort because 3-month-old part that was OEM and should be high quality failed? On our next episode, we are probably going to fix the lesser of the two problems, which is the gas leak. I say that only kind of kidding. You'll see. As always, guys, I'd like to thank you for stopping in for this one, and we'll catch you on the next one. I'm Max, that's Saddington Bear, and we make videos like this all the time. Here are a couple links to some other videos we've made, and we really appreciate you guys stopping in.